Welcome back to the NCERT line by line series. And today we are going to start chapter 2 of class 11, biological classification. So let's start. Since the dawn of civilization, there have been many attempts to classify living organisms. It was done instinctively, not using criteria that were scientific, but born out of a need to use organisms for our own use, for food, shelter, clothing, etc. So, the first type of classification was based on how we use organisms. For example, cows were used for agriculture, some animals were used for, or plants were used for food. So, based on that, that these are fodder plants, these are food plants, these animals give us clothing, these animals give us milk. Like that, the classification was done. And Aristotle, this is important because Aristotle was the first was the first to attempt a more scientific basis of classification. Pehle, it was basically need based. Aristotle was the first person who tried to classify organisms on a scientific basis. कैसे? He used simple morphological character which can be seen from outside. Okay, to classify plants into trees, shrubs, and herbs. Okay, tall plants were called trees, the shorter ones were called shrubs, and the even shorter ones were called herbs. I mean, the plants with green stems, they are called herbs. Plants which have brown stem, they are called shrubs, and the trees, the tall ones with brown stem, they are trees. He also divided animals. So plants were divided into trees, herbs, and shrubs, and animals were divided into two groups, one which had red blood and one which did not have red blood. So plants were divided into three groups, and animals were divided into two groups. To Linnaeus's time, a two-kingdom system of classification with Plantae and Animalia kingdom was developed that included all plants and animals respectively. So Linnaeus gave us two-kingdom classification, Plantae and Animalia. Clear? This system did not distinguish between. They are now going to tell you what were the problems with Linnaeus's system. Okay, so we will be highlighting the problems with pink. This system, what it did not do was it did not distinguish between the eukaryotes and prokaryotes, unicellular and multicellular organism, photosynthetic and the non-photosynthetic organism. Did not distinguish. So classification of organisms into plants and animals was easily done and was easy to understand as well, but a large number of organisms did not fall into either categories. So if the question is about the problems or the disadvantages or the drawbacks of Linnaeus two kingdom classification, then you can write these points. Hence, the two kingdom classification used for a long time was found inadequate. Beside gross morphology, a need was also felt for including other characters. What were the other characters? Characters were cell structure, then mm, nature of the cell wall, mode of nutrition, habitat, method of reproduction, evolutionary relationship, etc. So classification system for the living organism have hence undergone several changes over the time. Though plant and animal kingdoms have been a constant under all different systems, the understanding of what groups or organisms will be included under these kingdoms have been changing, which means that starting from the Aristotle's time, the system of classification, the way we classify organisms has changed a lot. What's remained constant is the group, the name of the group, Plantae and Animalia. But उस group में किस organism को डालना है, that has also undergone several changes. Okay, क्योंकि our understanding have evolved, and based on that, the way we classify organism that has also changed. The number and nature of other kingdoms have also been understood differently by different scientists over the time. Okay, now there is a chart which shows us the five kingdoms as proposed by R.H. Whittaker. So we will come to this chart a little later. First, let us study about Whittaker. So R.H. Whittaker in 1969 proposed a five kingdom classification. The kingdom, once again, the kingdom defined by him were Monera, Protista, Fungi, Plantae, and Animalia. Okay, the main criteria. What were the main criteria for classification? Cell structure, body organization, mode of nutrition, reproduction, and phylogenetic relationship. Phylogenetic relationship as an evolutionary relationship. Okay. Now we will go back to the table and see the five kingdoms that Whittaker had proposed. These are the five kingdoms: Monera, Protista, Fungi, Plantae, Animalia. See, this Plantae and Animalia are still constant, but now we put organisms differently in these two groups. So first is cell type. Whether the organism is prokaryote means they do not have membrane bound organelles, or they are eukaryotes means which have well defined nucleus, membrane bound organelles. So Monera is the only prokaryote. Protista, fungi, plantae, animalia, they are all eukaryote. Remember, Monera is prokaryote, the rest of them are eukaryotes. Cell wall. Monera has non-cellulosic polysaccharides plus amino acids. Cellulose nahi hai. Cellulose is also a type of carbohydrate, but it does not have cellulose, but it has different another type of carbohydrate, which the name has not been mentioned, but it is a polysaccharide plus amino acid. Amino acid means protein, right? Amino acid form protein. So carbohydrate and protein से बना है, non-cellulosic है, मतलब cellulose नहीं है. Protista, cell wall is present in some of them, not present in all. Fungi, present, cell wall is present, and the cell wall is made up of chitin. It is not made up of cellulose. Remember, important difference between plantae and fungi is that both have cell walls, but in fungi we have chitin ka cell wall, and and in plants we have cellulose का cell wall. ठीक है? Animals cell wall is absent. Like we do not have cell wall, तो उसमें कैसे होगा? न्यूक्लियर मेम्ब्रेन जो प्रोकैरियोट है उसमें न्यूक्लियर मेम्ब्रेन नहीं होगा. जो यूकैरियोट है they will have nuclear membrane. So it is absent in Monera, and in all others it is present. Body organization. Monera has cellular body organization, and all of them. Sorry, the last three they are multicellular, but they are cellular. Okay. So Monera is cellular, usually single cellular. Protista also has cellular body organization, means different cells perform different function. Fungi multicellular, or loose tissues are also formed, means there are multiple cells and sometimes a few cells form groups and they perform a particular function. Plantae, tissue or organ, means they have formed tissues or organs. Then in animals we have tissues, organs and organ system. So you know this, right? That cells are the basic unit. Now, group of cells will combine together, or they will work together and to perform a single function. Then we call them a tissue. Now, a group of different tissues they will join together and they will perform a single function. Then we will call them organ. And finally, multiple organs they act together or work together to perform or to carry out a single process or function. Then we call them an organ system. For example, we have excretory system, reproductive system, respiratory system, right? So they are all made up of organs. So and together they are called organ system. Mode of nutrition last. Monera is autotrophic. They can perform chemosynthesis and photosynthesis, but some of them are heterotrophic as well, and they perform. Uh, they are saprophytic or parasitic. Saprophytes, they derive their nutrition from dead organisms, and parasitic which live on other living organism and derive their nutrition from them. Chemosynthetic who can make their own food, organism which can make their own food using chemicals. And photosynthesis, you all know, we can the plants or the organisms which can create their own food, make their own food using sunlight, carbon dioxide, water, right? Now protista is autotrophic because they can perform photosynthesis, and some of them are heterotrophic. Fungi is definitely heterotrophic, obligate, heterotrophic, saprophytic or parasite. Plantae, autotrophic, all plants are autotrophs, they perform photosynthesis. Animals may mostly they are heterotrophic, holozoic or saprophytic. We are holozoic, we are not saprophytic. So we have seen R.H. Whittaker's five kingdoms. Now there is another system which says that which says three domain system. Three domain system. What does that mean? It means that the kingdom Monera has been divided into two domains. Divides kingdom Monera into two domains, leaving the remaining eukaryotic kingdoms in the third domain, and thereby a sixth kingdom classification is formed. So there are three domains. There are three domains. All the eukaryotes are present in one domain, and the kingdom Monera has been divided into two domains. क्या क्या division है that we will see a little later, but domain 1 includes one part of Monera, domain 2 includes second part of Monera, and domain 3 includes all the eukaryotes. So we already have had five kingdom classification. With this three domain classification we will have a sixth kingdom because Monera has been divided into two, right? So we have sixth kingdom classification. So sixth kingdom. Let us look at this five kingdom classification to understand the issues and considerations that influence the classification system. Earlier classification systems included bacteria, blue-green algae, fungi, mosses, ferns, gymnosperms, and the angiosperms under plants. Okay. The character that unified this whole kingdom was that all the organisms included had a cell wall in their cells. Okay, so pehle, based on cell wall, all these organisms that we talked about, all these bacteria, blue-green algae to gymnosperm to angiosperm, they were all put in a single group because all of them have cell walls. This placed together groups which were widely different in other characteristics. It brought together the prokaryotic bacteria and the eukaryotic blue-green algae, cyanobacteria, with other groups which were eukaryotic. It also grouped together the unicellular organisms and the multicellular ones. For example, Chlamydomonas and Spirogyra. So these examples you can quote. Okay, that cyanobacteria were sorry, the prokaryotic bacteria and the cyanobacteria were put together in the same group. So this is one example. Prokaryotic bacteria and put together. And with whom? With other eukaryotic organisms. Then Chlamydomonas and Spirogyra, which are actually multicellular and unicellular. This is multicellular Spirogyra, Chlamydomonas is unicellular. So they were also put together in one group. Then the classification system did not differentiate between whom? Between the heterotrophic fungi and the autotrophic green plants. So ये जो group बना था पहले, it was a mixture of prokaryotes, eukaryotes, single cellular, multicellular, autotrophic, heterotrophic. So it did not work like that. We need a more precise uh, classification where we know that specific group has only organisms which are deeply related to each other. इसके अलावा not just that they were heterotrophic and autotrophic as we discussed just above that chitin is present in the cell wall of fungi whereas plants have a cellulosic cell wall. So fungi have chitin ka cell wall while green plants have a cellulosic cell wall. When such characters were considered, the fungi were placed in a separate kingdom. जिसको हम लोग कहेंगे kingdom fungi. All prokaryotic organisms were grouped together under kingdom Monera and eukaryotic organisms were placed in kingdom Protista. ठीक है. Kingdom Protista had brought together Chlamydomonas, Chlorella, which was earlier placed in algae within plants, and both having cell walls, with Paramecium and Amoeba, which were earlier placed in the animal kingdom because they lack cell wall. So, Kingdom Protista may now we have Chlorella and Chlamydomonas along with Paramecium and Amoeba. Okay? They were placed separately because this group does not have cell wall. Sorry, it has cell wall, and this group Amoeba Paramecium they do not have cell wall. It has put together organisms which in earlier classifications were placed in different kingdoms. This happened because the criteria of classification has changed. This kind of changes will take place in future too, depending on the improvement in our understanding of characteristics and evolutionary relationships. So the classification is open to change. It is not that it is final. Maybe you all will grow up and you will become scientists and you will want to change the system of classification, right? So that can also happen. Over time, an attempt has been made to evolve a classification system which reflects not only the morphological, physiological and reproductive similarities, but is also phylogenetic, that is based on evolutionary relationship. So we are trying to build a classification system which is based on not only the morphological, मतलब बाहर के appearance या फिर anatomy उसके processes, reproduction से नहीं, evolutionary relationship को भी consider किया जाता है. Okay. In this chapter, we will study the characteristic of kingdom Monera, Protista, and fungi of the Whittaker system of classification. Kingdom Plantae and Animalia, commonly referred to as plants and animals, will be dealt separately in chapter 3 and 4. So in the next part, we will continue with kingdom Monera. Thank you.